What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Season 2 playthrough here in NHL 25. If you missed the season opener, you gotta go check it out. It was an absolutely chaotic start to the season, a very fun start. Spoiler alert, there was over 100 shots taken between both teams in that opening game. It was, unfortunate the way it ended, but it was an absolute blast. Make sure you go check it out. We are here for our second start in a row. It's actually back-to-back, but we are getting the net once again. Last night doesn't matter. It's earlier in the season. We can handle a back-to-back start. This time in front of the home crowd. The Minnesota Wild are in town to take on the Philadelphia Flyers. It's been a pretty chaotic start, and we're looking to continue it here with another fun matchup. So without further delay, let's head out to Philadelphia for our very first home matchup in this bright orange Philadelphia Flyers sweater. It's hard to believe that we're already into season 2 now, a couple games deep. Sometimes these things just kind of fly past and you don't even realize how quick they're going. So we picked up a overtime loss in that first game, but here we are at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home of our new team for the foreseeable future, as we get set to take on the Minnesota Wild in a matchup at home. Second game of the season. Let's try and put together a better game than we had last time, although I felt like we played pretty well. It was just a couple unfortunate bounces that led to some weird goals. Kaprizov now working in one-on-one against Jamie Drysdale, who gets that up to Michkov. Michkov now working in through the neutral zone, passes across to Konechny, who finds Frost, and Frost with the patience will get his first goal of the season, and somehow Fleury is still in the net. I thought for sure he'd be one of the few that retires this year, but Morgan Frost with an absolute dart to start this game off. You can see the patience there, gets Faber to kind of sidestep to the left, and for Fleury just not able to get settled into this game. First shot he has faced, and Morgan Frost will bury it. And an unbelievable start here from the Philadelphia Flyers in front of their faithful crowd. Remember, Minnesota not playing last night, we on the second half of a back-to-back, but earlier in the season, stamina and fatigue should not really be much of an issue, although last night's game was absolutely insane. Sanheim now waiting patiently for a shot on a Fleury, steered into the corner. Now Rossi picks it up. Across over to Faber. Faber down into Philly territory. Our first shot is saved and steered correctly into the corner. Zuccarello now getting it. A shot goes wide. We have Faber pinned in behind the net. And now it'll get worked forward up to Michkov, who loses that puck. Kaprizov coming back to help out. A turnover. Morgan Frost, patience again, this time off the post. All right, Morgan Frost showing that he has a bit of a wicked shot here early on in this season. Was unable to get a goal in the first game, but already a goal in this one and a great opportunity right back at it in this next shift. I want to thank you guys for all the love and support on the last few videos. It was a crazy, chaotic ending to Season 1 with the Vegas Golden Knights. We had an even crazier start to our career here in Philadelphia, but it looks like for the time being, assuming we don't implode and severely impact this team in a negative way, we will be the starting goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers, which is exactly what we were looking for, the reason we signed a one-year deal here to them. I appreciate all the love and support. The videos are still popping off. We're like 35 videos deep now, and you guys are still showing them lots of love and support. It's been such a fun ride. As we get closer to the Christmas holiday, there'll be okay, these boys are finding somehow, I don't even know where they're finding these gaps behind Marc-Andre Fleury, but Joel Farabee will get his first of the season. Another beautiful shot right in front with not very much traffic, and it just looks like Fleury, again, surprised he's playing this year, but not the start he was looking for. And York just dips this one down low. A nice quick release. I mean, that's not really Fleury's fault. You would think that somebody would be able to take away Farabee's time and space, but a nice quick release off the pass. A beautiful little trick pass almost by York there. And the Flyers jump to a 2-0 lead here early. All right, boys, I can get behind this. As I was going to say, as we get closer to the holiday season, I will be taking some time away with friends and family. So there will be some videos dropping during like a 2-week span of Christmas, New Year's. I'll pre-record some videos and set them up to release during that stretch. But in case you guys are wondering why there's maybe a lack in some videos or not as many as you're used to, just taking some time away at Christmas, recharge, recuperate for 2025. But I do want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's been a wonderful 2024, bringing back the channel, getting started again. bringing back the NHL series. You know, 24 ended in a heartbreaking fashion when that game, the save file corrupted. So now that we're back on a new team, taking on the reins as a starting goaltender and having our boys getting off to a quick start here, 2-0, 6 minutes into this first period. We're also so close to that 2,000 subscriber mark. I think we've reached under 200 subscribers away from 2,000. I never thought 1,000 was possible this year, and the channel grew way quicker than I was expecting. You know, we took a bit of an extended break when I moved out of my current apartment into my new one. We took like 3-4 months away, and when we came back, it just didn't stop. You guys are absolute psychopaths. I thank you, each and every one of you, for making this such a fun year. And it really gives me new life into the new year. New fun gameplays coming down the pipeline. More sports games, different sports games. There's a lot of fun things I have planned. So even if you're just a fan of the NHL series, do not fret. There's a lot more of this game coming. And we'll see, as obviously into the new year when the new title is released, we'll cover all that. A new fun series starting here shortly as well. If it's not already on the channel, we have the PWHL being added to this game. I'm actually a massive fan of the Women's League. I've watched the majority of the Toronto games. They're a lot of fun to watch. We'll be doing at least a one-season quick playthrough just to experience the new Women's League. I think it's important to appreciate the fact that EA spent time to put them into the game. Well deserving. They've obviously had females in the game for a couple years now that you can play with online. Maybe even, can you make a female offline? I'm not sure if you can, but even still, now they have their own league. They've rightfully earned it, and they're here in EA NHL 25. Should be fun. Let's get back into the game now. Morgan Frost, already a goal in this game, looking lethal, gets back in. He has that patience to his shot. It is really cool to see the differences between two teams. You know, we're so used to what the Vegas players do. You get guys that drive the net or just take a shot as soon as they enter the blue line. But we're starting to see some tendencies, only 2 game in, of what some of these new players from Philadelphia really like to pull off. Morgan Frost has that little bit of a delay in his shot, and it seems to be working here through 2 games. Boldy now, back to Brodin. He'll take a shot on net. Farabee behind the net up to York. York through the neutral zone. Gets pushed off the puck, but gets it back. Zamula over to Steele. Sam Steele on the ice with help from Owen Tippett, who had a fantastic first game for us. Looks like he's going to be a big body power forward. And we'll make another save here. Pass that one out to York. He's trying to play the puck a little bit more effectively this season. Owen Tippett goes for a skate. We'll corral it up to Joel Farabee. Farabee, backhanded pass, finds Steele along the boards. Steele tries to go down low, but he's pushed off the puck. And now he'll regain it. Good work ethic there. Puck squirts free. No shot coming from the point, but what an effort as Steele tries to drop it down low. For Joel Farabee this time, Marc-Andre Fleury is now settled into this game and makes another big save for the Minnesota Wild. You can hear the Flyers. We got Gritty! I totally forgot about Gritty. Oh my gosh, that just adds a whole other element. Instead of Chance the Gila Monster, we are now blessed with the craziness and the weirdness that is Gritty. He's there banging his tambourine. Oh, that just made me even more excited. That's amazing. So Gritty is getting the Philadelphia faithful into this one. Zuccarello through the neutral zone. He'll find it to Rossi. Rossi tries that quick shot or quick pass for a quick shot. And a great read there by, I believe that was either Konechny coming back or Jamie Drysdale getting across to take away that puck. Sanheim will join the rush, gets it up forward for Konechny. Konechny, drop pass for Michkov. Michkov looking for a lane to shoot. He loses that battle to Kaprizov. Rossi now. Minnesota also looking like they didn't make very many moves in the offseason. I believe Killington was already on the team. Maybe a couple new names here and there. Can't grab that puck. I was spamming triangle, but unable to pick it up. Now some tense moments in front of the net, but Philly doing a great job skating this one forward. Michkov losing that puck, so it's going to take a couple games for Michkov to find his leggings here. We know he had a pretty good, solid first season in the NHL. But for him, we want to make sure he's ready to go, and in his sophomore year as well. I probably shouldn't have played that puck. There we go. Michkov now stripping that away. Thomas Tatar getting that one forward over to Boyd now, who turns it over. Boyd dumps it down low, gives chase. But it'll be Zamula who gets that puck first. Finds his young defenseman, York. York up to Brink. A lot of young faces on this Philly team. Brink across to Tatar, and he tries to send that one short side, maybe through the 5-hole, but another great save there. as a busy Marc-Andre Fleury in this first period has a 2-0 deficit to crawl out of. He's making some big saves here late in the first period. Here we go, face-off now for the captain, Couturier, who realistically had a pretty solid first game. He had 2 goals, nearly had a hat trick, and on a subsequent play, actually scored the game winner for, who did we even play? I can't even remember now. Why can't I think of who we played in the first game? Doesn't matter. He basically scored. Wow, I'm having a brain fart. I don't even remember who we played in that opening game. It's been a couple days since I've recorded it, so bear with me. Anyway, face off here for Sean Couturier. There we go. Face off, one barely, but back to the blue line. Now Martinez. Wait, did we have Martinez last year on Vegas? Was he not our third line defenseman, or am I completely crazy? I feel like I might be a little crazy there. Oh, we played Carolina. Jeez, that took me way too long to remember. Fisher now tight. Oh, and what a read by Cooley. Oh, so they picked him up from the Rangers. That's I think it's Will Cooley? I don't really know how he pronounces it, but I know he's on the Rangers. I actually have him in my fantasy league. And what an effort here. We get the short side shot. We don't get the rebound. He spins off the hit in the corner, gets in front, and he's going to pot home his first goal of the season to get Minnesota back in this game. It's now 2-1. And yeah, I mean, spamming the triangle button, my guy's unable to find that puck, just sitting in front of him. I don't like when that happens, but it's a great goal, as a newly Minnesota Wild acquired player will get on the board first here in their season opener. 2-1 now. And another busy couple shifts here. So, hey, in these first 2 games, we had over 100 shots between both goaltenders last game, and we're only in the first period, and both goalies have been exceptionally busy in this one again. If this is the precedent of what we're going to see in this year's season, I'm all for it. I love games where you're busy, you're active, you're getting involved on the play quickly. I probably should have played that out. But good to see that Minnesota made a couple off-season trades. Their season obviously didn't go quite the way they were looking for. Not a bad season. Getting a couple guys who have had pretty good years in their respective teams, and there's a big save. As in the last minute, we now have faced 15 shots, and I know EA is not going to show us that replay. So right off the face-off, this has been something that we've seen. So you can see the defenseman Faber drop down low. He is lined up ready to make this shot. You can just see it. Instead, it's a quick dish. Zuccarello just backs straight up and gets a nice hard shot, and an even better save by the kid who is making himself look flashy in the early goings of this season. What an effort. What an angle. Try and get a good look at that one here. There you go. Get out of the way. Yeah, it's a really good save here to kick off this game. We're involved early and often in this one. Looking good in that Philly uniform, I must add. The number 60 goes well with the Philadelphia Flyer jersey, the black pads, everything all nice, new, and shiny. 58 seconds left in the period. Face off now. Morgan Frost will win that one. Oops, didn't mean to poke that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I just made a monster mistake, as Brock Faber will get Minnesota back into this all tied. And I didn't think our guy was, oh gosh, that's a mistake on my end. What a blast by Brock Faber from the blue line, beating us, full pressure. I didn't think our guy was gonna get to that puck, so I triggered the poke check, and Gritty doesn't like that one. He's looking down on us. Not a fan. Game is tied 2 apiece in the last minute. That's a heartbreaker. And honestly, for the first time this season, I feel like I have let in a goal that was truly my fault. You know, in the last game, we let in 6 goals, and most of them were just lucky bounces. That one was nothing but a pure mistake from my end. Great shot by Brock Faber. I apologize to the team. We will take that one on the chin. And now we have to regroup as Minnesota fights back and ties this one at 2. Can Konechny make it 3 goals? No, he can't. It's stripped away. And we will head to the first intermission tied at 2. In game number 2 of season number 2. A lot of 2s being thrown out. What a little jump in front there. That looked like it may have actually hit the feet of the forward for Minnesota, but he did a nice little job just jumping over that one. So a mistake by the sophomore goaltender. not the big deal. You know, we're still into it. You would have loved to take that 2-1 lead into the first intermission, but we'll take that one onto the chin. Bad goals are going to go in. We're not going to be perfect the entire year. As now a low pass, Draisaitl picking that one up before Zuccarello, or maybe that was Kaprizov, got there. Konechny now. Travis Konechny, he'll fire that one down low. You see Morgan Frost trying to get there, but it'll be sent forward. Now, Matt Zuccarello, a veteran in his own right, in the later stages of his career, still active and playing. I should probably stop with all these poke checks. Poke checks get you in trouble as much as some other things, and I've thrown it out a lot here in this first and second game of the season. Drysdale now, he'll lose that puck. Brock Faber behind, pass it over to his defense partner who finds Rossi. Rossi now into Philadelphia territory, tries to get the puck forward, and a good effort there. 2 big saves by the young goaltender, and he keeps this one all tied, and there's a bit of redemption for that late period goal he gave up not long ago. Konechny tries to get a shot out towards Marc-Andre Fleury. It's steered back the other way. That was a great little sequence for Minnesota there. A gorgeous play. And the rebound kicks over to the right. We make a strong move in our crease. Again, we've spent so much time and effort improving our speed within the net that when it pays off and you get a good saving effort as a result of that hard work, it really, really feels good. Big face-off win. We expected that pass would find the defenseman for a shot. We'll hold on another face-off. Full pressure here. So unlike Vegas, we might be in for a little bit of a defensive struggle here in the early seasons, not winning a lot of face-offs. Another giveaway in front, but thankfully we make a save. And I just noticed the Philadelphia scoreboard. That's actually a really dope-looking scoreboard. I had no idea that this arena had that, where it's kind of sideways, unlike traditional scoreboards. I actually really like the Wells Fargo Center. That's pretty cool. It's always good when you get to a new stadium and you actually like it. There are some arenas around the leagues that are kind of ugly. My goalie is just swimming in the net right now, struggling to stay on our feet. And finally, Zamula, after some beautiful pressure by Minnesota, will able to clear this one out. Farabee now, he nearly beats Fleury. That bounced off his toe and straight up into his chest. We're being hounded here by Minnesota in the early goings. Again, this is the second half of a back-to-back for both myself, playing both games, as well as the Philadelphia core. So you'd expect that fatigue will start to settle in for Minnesota, first game of the season. But for me, you can't use that as an excuse. We saw Aiden Hill was able to play multiple back-to-backs last season. We really got to find our way as that puck goes up and into our glove. Fighting off a lot of these close calls. Zuccarello's been all over the front of the net, and we have looked pretty solid. There's the scoreboard there. That's actually a really big and really cool scoreboard. I don't watch Philly games too often. Oh, hits the post. I mean, I feel like we were in good enough position that if that wasn't wide, we probably would have got a piece of it, but it beats the blocker side and rings off the post. Tatar now finally back into Minnesota territory. A pass in front, and Fleury, although not tested very often in this second period, has had to come up with a number of big saves. 26 to 17 shots in this one. But hey, when we signed that one-year deal with Philly, we said right off the rip, this is a chance to be a starting goaltender in a team that is struggling and needs goaltending. I never said it was going to be easy. I never said we wouldn't have to work for it. This is exactly what we were looking for. Getting starts, getting shots, proving our worth when it matters. Michkov down low, working in one-on-one against Brodin. I still don't know how to say his name, and it drives me nuts. I've heard his name. He's been around forever, and I still don't know. Zuccarello. He gets a shot cross side, making some big saves here. Where's the puck? It goes forward to Konechny. Michkov now. At 5, Michkov trying to dangle out absolutely nobody and eventually just loses the puck. So he's looked a little immature in his first few games here. Not really the start I was looking for, getting excited to play with a guy of his caliber. It is early days, still a long season ahead of us. Make another save here. Time on attack is not that different, but a lot of shots here in the second period, nearly at 30 from Minnesota, and we're not even halfway done this second period. Night and day contrast to what we saw in Vegas. Killington down low, looks for a pass back in front, finds Boldy. Boldy to Hartman. Boldy, shot on net. Puck goes to our defenseman, Sanheim, and he'll get it up to Michkov. Kind of what you'd expect, though. I mean, we have a defensive core here that is very young. I mean, Sanheim and Drysdale are both, what, early 20s? You got that couple guys on the second pairing that are probably early to mid 20s. Whereas you look at Vegas, and we had Pietrangelo, who's been around forever, Stanley Cup winner. You have Shea Theodore, Stanley Cup winner, been around forever. Second line, Noah Hannafin. I don't think he was on the Stanley Cup team. I think he got there a year later. But obviously very experienced, knows how to play the game. And another big save coming for the point for our 30th shot we faced in this one. Come on, boys. I know we're tired. I know we're fatigued, but let's get our feet moving underneath us. I love it, though. I'm having so much fun as a flyer right now. It was just what we needed to kind of like re-spark. Not that I felt like Vegas was flat or that the series was falling flat, but I've played enough of these Be A Pros where you start getting into your second, third, fourth year. If you're on the same team, not much changes. Be A Pro game mode, like I talked about, is unfortunately the same it's been for the last X amount of years. So anytime you get a chance to just shake it up, especially this early. Now, I know one of you guys commented that it was probably because, you know, we simulated through Mem Cup, got picked by Vegas. I don't know. There was something weird that happened at the start of our career. I don't really remember, but it probably allowed us to have a new contract. It's kind of stupid that EA does that, but we'll take it as Tippett with another hard shot. He's looked good with the quick shots here early in the season. I have no idea how you say that player's name. Ogren, Boldy, will stop and fire. That'll get tipped up by a defenseman and out of play. 32 to 19 shots. The game is 2-2 as we get to the second stage of this second game. A lot of twos here early. Face off now for Morgan Frost. He'll lose that, and Minnesota has been absolutely dominant in the face-off dot. And kind of what you'd expect. Again, I'm not sure how good. I don't watch Philadelphia. I know who Morgan Frost is. I can't tell you if he's a great centerman or... I mean, he's young, so he still has a long way to go in his career. Back in front, Sanheim. And the rebound was on this. Oh, he was right there for Michkov. And he just unable to get his stick on it. Another shot from the point. And some good effort here late in the second period to try and get some momentum back on our side. Rossi, he gets shoved off, and it squirts free all the way back down towards Minnesota territory. But it's going to be Konechny who finds that loose puck. He'll go for a skate in behind Kaprizov, who is filling in. Now, Travis Konechny absolutely flattening two players for the Minnesota Wild. Brock Faber, he scored in this one. Another low shot, trying to test our 5-hole. We have worked on that in the offseason as well. 4:55 left in the second period. 34 shots now in favor of the Minnesota Wild. A way up, heads up pass. Thankfully, Farabee dropped back to help his defenseman out. Drysdale, he'll try and work his way through, but Killington will pick that puck up. Boyd will just dump it down as he gives chase. Tippett now along the benches, half boards. We'll try and skate this one through. Another turnover. So a couple sloppy plays trying to exit our zone. We'll see if we can get set up here this time. Steele back in front to Farabee, who tries to go upstairs on Fleury. Another big save. Almost sounded like it went off his mask. So a couple close calls by both teams in this period. I don't think it was tied 2-2 going into the second period as Gritty tries to get the crowd stirred up and ready to go here. Yakiharu, he'll get this one forward. I recognize a couple of new names for Minnesota, so it seemed like close call there. It seems like they actually made some off-season moves, which is always nice to see. You like to see when teams that didn't have the most successful year shake it up and try and go into another season fresh. A bad line change there as Fisher steps past, and a great play by the defenseman there to strip that puck away before it gets into the hands of Will Cooley. Is it Cool? I feel like it's Will Cooley. Cool? I don't really know. I'm gonna have to look that one up. No! Unbelievable play again! And our defensemen are just left out to, like, where are they on these plays? Matt Zuccarello, the recipient of a beautiful play. And it's Kaprizov. Oh my God, he whiffed on it twice. I mean, that's just a gift made in heaven. Gosh, these passes are insane. Right here, watch number 5. Whiffs on it twice to get it forward. And it goes behind him to Kaprizov. And I mean, for York, he's just not even looking at Zuccarello. And unfortunately, they will beat us for the third goal now, 3-2. And I mean, my luck to start this season, I feel like is at an all-time low. That was Zamula who was trying to fight through. Kaprizov and unable to. Maybe he can make up for a hero. No, unable to get a shot. We'll see if... Okay, a bad line change. What is with... Oh, man, Philly is a whole nother beast, isn't it? We got to remember, this is a totally different team. The last place team last year. Things aren't always going to go buttery smooth. But, I mean, Zuccarello he didn't have anything to worry about on that play. That was all Kaprizov getting in down low and a little bit of puck luck going his way. But it'll be a late second period goal. Minnesota takes the lead 3-2 to the second intermission. Oh my gosh, that is so ridiculous. 3-2 is your score as we head to the final 20 minutes of regulation. Absolutely dominating in the shot column is the Minnesota Wild, nearly up to 40 shots again. So for back-to-back games, there is quite literally a chance we might face 50 shots for 2 straight games to start our career. Well, not career, but start our season, our new team, the Philadelphia Flyers. Sanheim working down low. We'll see if they can battle back here. A couple of weird passes just hitting the skates of Minnesota players. They're not even really having to work that hard. It's just bad passes that are unfortunately just ricocheting in bad places, sending Minnesota the other way. Another bad pass there. Rossi picking it off. Sanheim tries to find Michkov, who spots Konechny. Konechny down low. Not quite sure who he's aimed for there, but Zuccarello picks it off. Kaprizov back. Hard shot. Steer that one safely into the corner. Back to the point. Faber finds Zuccarello, who spots Rossi. Rossi turns and fires. Drysdale picks it off. Now Michkov is away. He has a bit of speed, but a good effort there by the defenseman to get back for Minnesota. And Michkov just seems a little off, if I'm being completely honest. Based on what I saw last year, based on his statistics last year, in this game, it seems like something just isn't clicking for his AI so far in this new calendar year. We'll have to keep an eye. Come on, Drysdale. Oh my gosh, this is almost embarrassing at this point. We might have to have a talk there, John Torts. We might have to have a talk there, Johnny Torts, as Sanheim gets this puck into the corner, working hard, full pressure once again. And my, oh my, what is going on in Philadelphia? Finally, the puck forward to Konechny. I feel like that's the first time Fleury has had to touch the puck in about 12 minutes of game time. You can just see the frustration on the Philly players, unable to get the puck forward. 90.1 passing percentage is still not bad. Just not able to find the perfect passes that we need to get the puck into the Minnesota zone. Off the face-off, Tippett tried poking that into the corner, but it's turned the other way. Minnesota working it through the neutral zone, cross-seam pass to Brock Faber. We will hang on now for our 40th shot of the game. So through 2 games up until this point, with 15:09 still on the clock, we have now faced 90 shots. Unbelievable start to our new team. Like, in one hand, I love it. On the other hand, it's like, let's help us out just a little bit. Clean up the defense slightly as Farabee now go ahead forward, trying to jump his way in, but Hartman there to pick it off as well. Just really bad decisions coming out of our AI. Brock Faber down low, stops, shoots. We have to make a big save, almost off our head. I think it was the top of our glove, though. 14 minutes left in this hockey game. Steele, everybody exhausted. They get on the ice, and they're almost immediately drained. Working hard, another giveaway. So if I'm John Tortorella, I am absolutely furious with how the team has battled in this second game of the season. Now, the first game, you can argue that it was just as sloppy, 90 shots, or 100, over 100 shots between 2 teams. But in this one, this is not, back-to-back is an excuse, but at the same time, it's the second game of the season. And I've done everything I can to try and hold this team into it. We'll see if in the last 12 minutes we can find any extra gear to get our legs going, because right now, this is a well-rested, well-ready for the season Minnesota Wild team who is putting on a shot clinic, and we doing our best to hold on. It's just the puck movement right now for Minnesota looks very crisp, and that's the difference. You see the giveaways, you see the turnovers, passing is not going well for Philly at this point in the game. And you just look at the quick passes that get them into scoring chances from Minnesota, and that top line has looked so good. For a line that doesn't sound on paper that threatening anymore, you know, some guys getting towards later stages of their career. Obviously, Kaprizov, a very strong talent in this league. They are making it look very clean right now. Zuccarello's had one hell of a game. Kaprizov, he'll wind in for a shot. A good block there by Sanheim. Konechny finds the loose puck. Travis Konechny, he'll go down low, look for Matvei Michkov. Michkov to Frost, finds Sanheim. Sanheim nearly giving it away. Draisaitl keeping this in. Drysdale, not Draisaitl. He plays for Edmonton. Rossi. Marco Rossi through into Philly territory. Almost another giveaway in front. Yep, I know we need a goal, but unfortunately I'm not a forward, so that is a stupid 2 times experience thing. Frost now. Back in front. Frost! He's had a good look towards the net a few times this game, looking for a spark to try and get Philly back into this game. Faber now. Brock Faber through neutral space, down low. He's had a bit of a pep in his step to start this season. Tied up in the corner, gets kicked free to Morgan Frost. Frost across to Konechny. Konechny now up to Zamula. He'll get pushed off the puck way too easily. It just seems like we don't quite have our feet in this one. Tip it now up to York. York, the bench opens as he brings the puck in front of it. My gosh, some of these plays I'm seeing from Philly is very concerning a little bit. Steele now, he gets shoved down. Zuccarello up ahead to Boldy. Boldy under some pressure, but he kicks it back, and now Faber will find Ogren. Ogren? I don't really know how he pronounces that. Never even heard of that guy. Tip it now. Up to Farabee. Farabee catches them on a line change. Joel Farabee with just a stupid pass. Some of these plays they don't even look like NHL plays. Farabee's AI just looks stunned right now. Nice shot on net. Finally, our 23rd of the game. We've had a rough go here. There's a look at our broadcast coming up. Ottawa Senators are our next team. 41 saves out of 44 shots in this game. 6:10 left on the third period clock. Drysdale tries to get a shot, but he finds Tippett with a slow shot played in front by Marc-Andre Fleury. So he's feeling confident that the boys in front of him can make it happen. Kaprizov now down low. Back to Rossi. Rossi, shot goes wide. Zuccarello getting the puck back, but Tippett steals it. Owen Tippett with a burst of speed. He has a man going to the front, decides to wind up and shoot it. I don't really know what's going on anymore. Drysdale, somebody shoot it on net. There we go, a play in front. Couturier fighting for that loose puck. It goes into the corner now. My oh my, some bonehead, sleepy plays coming out of these Philly players. Sanheim now working back, passes it up finally to Couturier. Sean Couturier down low, rips it. He's had a pretty good looking shot here in this opening 2 games. Remember, he scored twice. Technically 3 if you count the goal he scored on me. Brink now up ahead. Rookie. I think he's a rookie. Couturier now back. Tries to cut to the front. He also gets shoved off. Another bad pass by Tatar. These are just some bad looks. Try not to hound on them too much because it's early days and new team, last place team last year. You kind of know what you're going to expect. But here we go. Good play in front. Great save again by Fleury, who really hasn't had much to do in the last, basically, period and a half, as his team in front of him have put on a masterclass. Maybe we'll get one last look. We'll get ready to skate to the bench, assuming our new coach will actually pull us. So far, nothing with a minute 23 left. Into the corner. Michkov pulls it free. Michkov back to Drysdale. And there's the call to the bench, as we will do our damnedest to get there. We're a little faster than last year. Hop on. There we go. We made it. Brodin will get this puck forward, and nobody's even going to challenge him. He misses the net, though. How do we hide this? Hide. York under some siege. A delayed penalty here. We have a chance, ladies and gentlemen. With the goalie pulled, we have a chance. It should be a 6-on-4 here as Hartman is called for a trip in the corner. Can the boys get their power play going here in the dying seconds, basically, of this hockey game to give us a chance for another overtime finish? The fans are on their feet. They're loving it. They can sense the urgency now. Net's empty on the bench. New coach, loves it. There we go. Face off in front for Morgan Frost. He's been pretty weak on that, but he wins it cleanly. And a good play in front. A nice save by Fleury. Back in front, Frost with some help by York. Back to Frost, who finds Konechny. Konechny down in front to Forster, who's had 2 looks now on this power play. Pinned in the corner, Forster picks it up. York walks in. And I feel like he should have shot that on net. And now it's going to be cleared. And unfortunately, Minnesota is going to win that foot race. And oh my Lord. That was a good look, though. I mean, they gave it everything. A little slow to get out of their own zone, as a shorthanded empty netter is going to seal the deal for Minnesota in their season opener. And for us, it's another beautiful battle in the net. That one goal honestly is the difference. If I didn't mess up on that one goal, we might still have a chance. But Minnesota deserved it. They worked harder. Last seconds, maybe try to fight through one more. But it's a 40. What is it? So if you take off one shot, one goal, it is a 42 save effort for the sophomore goaltender, as he looks to be a starting goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers. We will lose this one. Unfortunately, just didn't have the juice tonight. You can see the reaction by Fleury, still holding strong. He's been around the league for a long time. He knows how to get the wins. Even when he wasn't called upon that many times. There it is. I feel like we played so well, too. I'm so mad about that second goal, man. It is what it is. You move on. I'm still proud that, you know, we've faced, what, 94 shots now in our early season. Something that Torts probably wants to talk to the team about. There it is, 42 saves on 45 shots. Just didn't have the offense working the way we needed it to this game. So there it is. We'll see if we get the third start. I wouldn't be surprised if they pop in one of our other two goaltenders. No, I mean, hey, they said we signed as the starting goaltender. He said in our interview, or in the meeting with the coach, that we were going to be the starting goaltender to start the season. We are now getting our third straight start as we take on the Ottawa Senators, who are in dead last at 0-2-0 to start their season. We will look for our first, a road game against the Senators, in the very next episode. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notification bells. We got lots more videos coming down the pipeline. You're not going to want to miss them. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying season 2 as much as I am, and we'll catch you back here in the next video. Bye, guys.